The next big hurdle for me though was losing my hair. We knew it was going to happen. Went to a friend's house because my mum was having a birthday party. I was helping to set up the food and everything, and suddenly noticed that my hair was everywhere. It was on the worktops, it was on the floor, and it was like, what do I do now? So went home and said to my girls, can't hack this, can't cope with this, so let's cut my hair off into a short bob.
Yeah.
So that's what we did that day. 2 days later, we cut it into just a short cut. And then a couple of days after that, we shaved it all off. Because I said I couldn't cope with it keep coming out all the time and being everywhere. I just had to take control of it and get rid of it. I was really fortunate because I was told to go and see Michael in Nottingham and got my wigs from him, and that's what allowed me to get through it, because I couldn't have worn the bandanas or just had a bald head. So to be able to put my hair on whenever I was going out was brilliant. And I still do it now because it's so much quicker and easier than having to style your own hair. And it's always perfect.
Did anybody give you advice, on how to handle that period? Because there's obviously advice regarding wigs and other things that you can use to help, but not necessarily in that early period, what to anticipate and what to do. Or did you just use your own instinct? You felt this was the way to handle it?
I've always had to be in control of it, in charge of it. So I read all the leaflets that were given to me, went into Nottingham and went to the various different places that were recommended to get wigs. And then I went with the one that I felt most comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that was Michael, because he just talked to me as a human being. Because you go by private appointment, there's only you there. Some of the others were more like hair salons, so there were other people, and I didn't really want that. So doing it that way was really good, really nice. Maggie's at City Hospital, they were very good as well. But that was funny because when I went there, just to see what it was all about, what was going off, sat having a cup of tea, and there was a man there, and he'd got prostate cancer, and he was struggling. So he'd gone to see Kate, but Kate was busy. So she said she'd get to him as soon as she could. But while we were waiting, we had a cup of tea, a couple of biscuits, and chatting to him and that. Kate came free, and she said, right, okay, we can have a chat now. And he said, oh no, it's all right. He said, I've just spoken to your colleague,
okay,
and I feel so much better. And I was like, no, I'm not a colleague. I'm in the same boat as you are.
That might show you the power of that peer support, speaking to somebody else who's going through it, whether you know exactly what they're going through or not. It can be quite powerful, so you don't feel on your own as much, and you feel somebody's on your wavelength and somebody's giving you experience that, they've gone through, benefits that they've seen that have helped them.
And for me, it helps to talk about it,
yeah,
because if I keep it in my head, it just becomes a tangled mess that I don't know what to do with. But if I talk, sometimes something that I've been fretting about can become trivial when I actually say it. But while it's in my head, it just seems massive.